Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin show. Happy Sunday fun day. Bitcoin above 66 G's. Make some noise for that. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as the latest live charts. We'll also be discussing U.S. Bitcoin ETFs raked in $1.1 billion this week, the most since mid-July. And speaking of ETF volume, the U.S. Bitcoin ETFs close in on Satoshi's Bitcoin stash, literally meaning the ETFs are now holding collectively 924,768 BTC. And they just getting started, yo. Remember, ETFs just went live for the spot Bitcoin ETF back in January. It's mind-boggling. We'll also be discussing FTX creditors are only getting 10 to 25% of their crypto back. I'll be breaking down this latest report as people are starting to get paid back. We'll also be discussing Michael Saylor's epic 99% Bitcoin prediction, stunning the crypto community. We'll also be discussing hardcore bullish Bitcoin tweet comes from Bitcoin bull Samson Mow, and he shares the factor he believes will send Bitcoin soaring to $1 million per coin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're watching the replay, make sure to smash those likes, subscribe to the #1 Daily Bitcoin channel, and also hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications, receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day just like this. Today is pod episode number 1772. I'm your host, JV. It's September 29th. 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Only a couple of days left here in the month of September before we enter October. And here you can see on Coin360, we're trading at roughly $66,000 at the time of the live stream. Solana, XRP, Cardano, Tron all pumping in the green, while Ethereum, BNB, and AVAX are correcting and in the red. So there you go. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. Current crypto market cap is sitting at $2.32 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap is just above $1.3 trillion, and we have 48 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours, and the Bitcoin dominance is 56.2%, with the Ether dominance all the way down to 13.8%. Ouch. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, believe it or not, FTT coin, the scam token of Scam Bankman-Fried, is up 51% on the day. Craziness. Say is up 15, probably because people are getting paid back, but allegedly they're only going to get like 15 to 25% of their position, which really sucks. Say is up 16%, and Mina up 11.8%. Below that, Su, Tau, WIF, ENA, AR, FTM, and Beam. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. I'd say half the market in the green, half the market in the red. Zooming out on the monthly, virtually everything in the green. We love to see that. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index. Today we're still in greed, 63. Yesterday, 64. Last week at 52. And last month at 34. In fear. And checking out the time chain calendar. There's 186,596 blocks yet to go to the next halving. We're currently on block number 863,404. You can currently trade $1 for 1,517 motherfucking Satoshis. Let's dive into today's technical analysis. Check out some of the live charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us next. Headline here reads, Bitcoin price eyes 11% monthly gains as the DXY, which is US dollar currency index, threatens a major plunge. A plunge, eh? Bitcoin preserved key 65G support September 29th as anticipation built into the weekly and monthly close. Here you're looking at the 1-hour chart. Data from TradingView showed what one popular trader called usual weekend price action, characterized by the biddy having set new 2-month highs of 66.5 2 days prior. Bitcoin consolidated with little more than 24 hours left until the end of September. So far, price didn't deviate more than 1% above or below the Friday close price, according to Dan Crypto Trades. Would expect some more volatility later in the day, and of course, when futures open back up tonight. And here you're looking at, from CoinGlass, Bitcoin/USD monthly returns, and Q4 around the corner, October to December, historically shows 88% gains for the biddy. Now, CoinGlass confirmed the 11% Bitcoin price gains month to date at this time, potentially making 2024 the most successful month of September on record. Does that officially make it a September? What are your thoughts? And he also shares if the monthly candle can close like this, it is the first engulfing green candle we have seen in a year, and arguably the most bullish one we have seen in 2024. Now that all that matters is whether the bulls can keep up with his momentum going and actually see following through in Q4. I mean, it's a given. Rec Capital added that on the monthly time frame, this month's Bitcoin price action is engulfing the past 2 months worth of the downside. Meanwhile, Bitcoin appeared unfazed by geopolitical uncertainty focused on the Middle East, while the US dollar strength headed lower. And then we have September 27, the DXY hit its lowest levels in over a year, almost reaching the psychologically significant 100 mark, quoting Titan of Crypto. A major breakout of the dollar index multi-year support is happening on the monthly time frame, investor and analysts shared. This is highly significant. As you may know, the dollar index and risk assets like Bitcoin are inversely correlated. Crypto is ready to fly soon. Fly, baby, fly. And he also gave 88,000 as an intermediate Bitcoin price target. Send it. Now, here's why there is no second best. Check this. Bitcoin and traditional assets ROI versus the USD from year 1 to year 14. Yes, Bitcoin up 107 million%, while gold is up a whopping 102%. Oh my God, Peter Schiff, your gold is incredible. And then we have the S&P up 400%. Would you rather have 107 million% gains or 100 to 400? You do the math. You let me know. So anyways, yeah, we have some bullish targets on the 1 hour chart. In orange, we're sitting at 66.9. We're going to zoom out and check out the 4 hour and just go through this really quick. The 4 hour chart, there's no specific targets, but it's looking bullish in my opinion. Oh, there we go. Just a little bit of a delay. We do have an $81,300 target on the 4 hour. Zooming out on the 1 day. And for some reason, my internet may be delayed. Something's off just altogether here with my setup. But anyways, here we are. This is the 1 day chart. You saw past couple of days, we got some green, strong closes. Hopefully we continue the bullish momentum. We'll check out the 1 week. We still have the sexy cup and handle pattern. 3 bullish weekly closes in a row. And we do still have the 124,400 target, which I believe is in play for Q4. And zooming out a little more, we'll check out the 1 month. The 1 month, you can see here, we've had 6 months of sideways trading action. It looks like we will have a September monthly close heading into October. But there you go, yo. So our first story headline is U.S. Bitcoin ETFs raked in 1.1 billion this week, the most since mid-July, eh? Spot Bitcoin ETFs based in the U.S. have raked in more than 1.1 billion since September 23rd, the largest week of the inflows since July 15th to the 19th. According to Farside Investors, it included almost 500 million on September 27th. Whoa. The best performing day since June 4th. Spot Bitcoin ETFs saw inflows of 366 million on September 22nd. Whoa. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, the ARK21 Shares Bitcoin ETF, and Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund led weekly flows with 499 million, 290 million, and 206 million, respectively. The Invesco, Galaxy, Franklin Templeton, Valkyrie, and Van Eck Bitcoin Fund saw inflows between 5.7 milli and 33.3 million, while the Wisdom Tree Bitcoin Fund didn't record any inflows during the week. The latest inflows bring the aggregate inflows for the 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs combined to 18.8 billion since they launched on January the 11th. 11 ETFs on the 11th, while JV is rocking the 11. The rise in spot Bitcoin ETF flows follows the U.S. Fed's reserve interest rate cut from September 18th. They cut it, I believe it was 50 basis points, which is ultimately a half a percentage point. Since then, Bitcoin has rallied almost 14% to 65.8. Now roughly 66,000 as of today. Bitcoin is now only 11% off its all-time high. Another divine 11 omen. And the all-time high was achieved back in mid-March at roughly 73.8. That's current price discovery mode, fam. So with the fourth quarter about to kick off, Bitcoin recorded gains of 50% or higher in Q4 of 5 of the last 9 years. Meanwhile, U.S. spot Ether ETFs only recorded 85 million in inflows in the week, making it their biggest week since August 5th through the 9th. And since launching July 23rd, the Ethereum products have seen inflows of a little more than $1 billion, factoring in the $2.9 billion of the outflows, so they seem to be negative. And again, the Ethereum dominance is the lowest we have seen it in many years, down to 13.8% today, family. Do you think that will likely change anytime soon, or do you think the Biddy will continue to outpace the Ethereum? Let's continue with this ETFs. I mean, this is actually a wild statistic right here. This headline reads, U.S. Bitcoin ETFs closed in on Satoshi's Bitcoin stash, holding 924,768 BTC. That's right. Since January 11th of this year, the ETFs collectively have as many Bitcoin as Satoshi. It's pretty mind-boggling how quick they were able to achieve that. Yeah, this handful of ETFs has certainly been busy. Say that again. Since they launched 8 months ago. Current data shows that the 12 funds now hold almost 5% of the total 20 million Bitcoins in circulation. Damn. Amounting to a whopping 924,768 BTC, valued at over $60 billion at today's rates. When these funds first hit the market, Grayscale's GBTC was sitting on over 620,000 Bitcoin. That's right. They were the largest hodler then. But now it only holds 220,000 Bitcoin. That is a substantial reduction. Yeah, I'd say so. With more than $20 billion worth of the Bitcoin leaving the Grayscale Trust, likely ending up in the hands of the newer spot Bitcoin ETFs, ultimately a transference of wealth from Grayscale to BlackRock. You know what I mean? Check it out right here. The amount of Bitcoin held by each fund, BlackRock clearly leading the race. The largest asset manager in the world, followed by Grayscale, still got a modest, 220,000, followed by Fidelity, who is self-custody in their Biddy. Then we have ARKB, BitB, Mini Trust Grayscale, HODL Van Neck, Valkyrie, Invesco, Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, and Hashdex, barely a blip on the radar. BlackRock's ETF IBIT now boasts a hefty 365,000 biddies. They outpaced MicroStrategy, and MicroStrategy got involved in 2020. First publicly traded company to put a biddy on the balance sheet. And they're making Michael Saylor look bad. What are you going to do about that, Michael? I need you to perform here. You're the employee of the month, for Christ's sake. Anyways, making up a solid 40% of the total 924,768 biddies held by the 12 funds. That means IBIT alone accounts for almost 2% of all the Bitcoins currently in circulation. I'm going to repeat that. IBIT, the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, holds almost 2% of all the Bitcoin currently in circulation. Damn. Grayscale's GBCC, while still significant, holds the second largest position amongst the ETFs with 220,800 Bitcoin in the reserves. The numbers reveal that GBTC commands almost 24% of all the Bitcoin held by the funds, which translates to 1% of the almost 20 million Bitcoin circulating globally. Hot on Grayscale's heels is Fidelity. FBTC sitting on 178,334 BTC. I mean, look at the piece of the pie. This Bitcoin holding size by fund IBIT, clearly almost half the pizza pie, for Christ's sake. And then we got Grayscale and Fidelity, which is FBTC. This gives FBTC 19% of the total supply held by the 12 funds and 0.9% of the circulating Bitcoin supply. The remaining ETFs each hold under 50,000 BTC. Leading the pack is ARK. Shout out Kathy Wood and 21 shares ARKB fund with 47,599 biddies, followed by the Bitwise BitB at 39,588 biddies. And not far behind is Grayscale's Mini Bitcoin Trust, which currently manages 33,752 biddies. The other ETFs hold even smaller Bitcoin reserves. We have VanEck HODL leading this group with 11,482 biddies, followed by Valkyrie's Burr at 8,982 biddies. Invesco and Galaxy BTCO come in at 7,900, while Franklin Templeton EasyBC manages 7,100. Lower on the list, we have Wisdom Tree holding 3,700, and Hashdex DeFi wrapping things up with 148 BTC in its portfolio. Now it's widely believed that Satoshi Nakamoto mined 1 million of the Bitcoin, and with 924,768 Bitcoin already in the funds, they're closing in on this legendary figure. Since January 11th, Grayscale's GBTC shed around 400,000 Bitcoin. Subtracting that from the total leaves 524,768 BTC. Now, if these funds traded every day, which they don't, over the 8-month span, they'd be accumulating at a rate of 65,596 BTC per month, or 2,154 Bitcoin daily. At this pace, the 1 million Bitcoin milestone could be hit in over a month, roughly 34 days. Even with potential fluctuations in the trading pace and inflows, outflows, there's still a strong chance they'll cross that threshold in 2024. I mean, as pointed out here, check it. How much Bitcoin do you have in your portfolio? BlackRock Bitcoin holdings now have over $25 billion after its latest buying streak. Approximately 2% of the total available Bitcoin, or almost half the amount that Satoshi reportedly has. One company, BlackRock. Some would say this company secretly is controlling the world. Next story of the day. We discussed the ETFs crushing it, BlackRock taking over the world like Pinky in the Brain. Now let's discuss the FTX payback. Headline here reads, FTX creditors are only getting 10 to 25% of their crypto back. Not surprised. And ironic, FTT tokens up 50% today. Yeah, the scam coin that Bankman-Fried created, it's up 50% today. Here we go. FTX creditors will only get 10 to 25% of their crypto back, according to a newly revised bankruptcy document shared by FTX creditor Sunil Kavori. The FTX creditor activists explained creditors would receive reimbursements according to the petition date when the crypto prices were much lower than today. To put this into perspective, the price of Bitcoin was approximately $16,000 when the legal petition was filed. Crazy fucking A. The decision to reimburse creditors and customers using petition date prices sparked outrage. I'd be fucking outraged as well amongst FTX creditors, which shared with Cointelegraph. Crypto holders are not whole at petition date prices as confirmed by the debtors, the United States Department of Justice, and Judge Kaplan. Many FTX customers continue to suffer from mental distress, panic attacks, divorces, and suicidal thoughts as their life savings have been stolen and property still has not been returned. Yet they give Caroline Ellison, the CEO of Alameda Research, you know what I mean? She was working alongside her boyfriend, Bankman-Fried, to scam you guys. And she gets a slap on the wrist. 24 months in a low-security prison for one of the biggest financial scam. Oh, my apologies. The biggest financial scam in financial history. So it's like spitting in your face. I'd be outraged as well. And they're only going to give you, they're going to credit you your crypto when it was at the lowest point in the cycle. So if you had one Bitcoin, hypothetically, on the air exchange, you're not getting today's value of 66,000. You're getting the lowest value of 16,000. Stupid. You should get your actual crypto back because one Bitcoin is equivalent to one Bitcoin. They're screwing you guys. Sucks. Other FTX creditors and individuals overwhelmingly echoed this sentiment. It's disgusting. They sneak into the plan so late after the vote. Another FTX creditor commented, I can't understand why the law can't protect us, because the law is designed to fuck you. That's why. This is by design, and you got to accept that. Disgraceful. We have been scammed twice. I agree. I feel sorry for everyone who got scammed by FTX, scam Bankman-Fried, Caroline Ellison, and the rest of the crew. In fact, Sam Tabocco got off scot-free as an executive of the fucking company. His name is not even brought up anymore. No charges. Interesting. Very interesting. This person also argued that Bankman-Fried violated the FTX terms of service. Of course he did. And the broader definition of property rights by using client funds to pay outstanding debts. Exactly. Good point. Quoting them here. The terms of service are unambiguous that the title of the digital assets is owned by the FTX customer. Sam was convicted beyond a reasonable doubt for breaking the terms of service and transferring customer funds to pay off Alameda loans and buy Robinhood shares. But let's not forget, what was that lady blowing kisses to Bankman-Fried in the courtroom? I forget the lady's name. But they're all corrupt. They're all colluding. They're all protecting each other's interests. It's disgusting. On September 6, 2024, the FTX estate reached a deal with the Emergent Tech, an entity founded by the scam Bankman-Fried, to secure the $600 million in Robinhood shares to pay off the creditors. Sickening. Also, his followers, Kavori, that is, are far from the only objectors to the FTX estate reorganization plan. In August of 2024, the U.S.-based trustee overseeing the bankrupt process challenged the FTX reorganization, claiming the plan grants far too many legal protections for administrators and representatives of the FTX bankruptcy estate. In the legal filing, trustee Andrew Vera pointed out that these types of protections were not standard in similar situations, represented an alarming anomaly. Quoting him here, such immunity would far exceed the protections that estate professionals whose employment and compensation are subject to the court approval and oversight receiving during the case. Meanwhile, the U.S. SEC likewise indicated that they may object to the FTX reorganization plan if the former crypto exchange chooses to reimburse clients with stablecoin payments. Can't make this shit up. I mean, again, I feel sorry for everyone involved that got taken advantage of, but this is the sick world we live in. You can thank your regulators, you can thank the Department of Justice, and you can thank the U.S. government for screwing everybody here. You know what I mean? How many meetings behind closed door did Gary Gensler have with Scam Bankman-Fried? Whoa, at least 3, according to his testimony. That means 2,000 for all we know. Allegedly, Gary, allegedly. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. How can they argue that point? Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money launderers.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers.
Okay, so Michael Saylor, epic 99% Bitcoin prediction stuns the crypto community. And the crowd is going wild. In fact, Michael Saylor, are you on the line?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number 1. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Thank you, Michael Saylor. I appreciate the insights, and I think you make a great point, brother. But yeah, Michael Saylor, co-founder and chairman of MicroStrategy, first publicly traded company to put a biddy on a balance sheet back in 2020. Yes, I'm talking like the Micro Machines guy from back in the days because I drank too much caffeine today, and it is what it is. In a recent tweet, Saylor predicted 99% of the Bitcoin will be mined by January 2nd. He pinpoints the exact date. This guy is from the future. I'm telling you, 2035. Bitcoin can only be created through mining. All Bitcoin in existence are those that have been mined. Bitcoin's total supply is currently almost 20 million, but 19.76 million to be more precise, which is roughly 94.10% of the maximum supply of the 21 million BTC. This, according to the coin market cap data, implies about 1.239 million are left to be mined. Let me know if you agree with that daily, January 2nd, 2035, 99% of the Bitcoin being mined prediction from the Mikey Saylor. Also, another Saylor quote: in about 20 years, people will look back and say, where were you during the digital gold rush? If you recognized it, you did something about it, you'll be rich. Shout out to all my rich bitty folk out there. Saylor's prediction implies an acceleration in Bitcoin mining activities over the next decade that see nearly 5% or more of the Bitcoin maximum supply being mined. If Saylor's prediction holds, it'd mean that 99% of the Bitcoin total supply will be in circulation much sooner than many had anticipated. And I believe the final Bitcoin won't be mined to the year 2140. This could lead to several potential outcomes with 99% of the Bitcoin mined. The remaining 1% will become increasingly scarce. That's a long time for that final 1% to play out, wouldn't you think? Potentially driving up the price. Potentially. No, it will drive up the price of the biddy as demand outstrips supply. The economics of the Bitcoin mining may change considerably, with the miners having to adjust to an environment in which it rewards for miners new blocks, which are significantly decreased. And as you know, Bitcoin's on a rip. We're about to enter October and end the September bull, as you know. And we have another analyst, Ali Martinez. I shared, I think it was in yesterday's podcast. He's projecting a $400,000 Bitcoin price target for this cycle peak next year. Let me know if you agree, disagree with the analyst. Now for our feature story of the day. Hardcore bullish Bitcoin tweet comes from Bitcoin Bull, the one and only Jan 3 Samson Mow, projecting the catalyst that will send Bitcoin to $1 million per coin. In fact, there's 4 catalysts he believes that are uber bullish right now. So let's break this down, and shout out to Samson Mow. I'm a fan. I like Samson. Check him out. The one and only Bitcoin Super Saiyan, Jan 3 CEO, representing nation adoption around the world. In nation states, he was recently with like the Prime Minister of Japan, making big moves. So yeah, now Samson Mow shared a short video with his brief participation, which reminds the community there are only 21 million Bitcoins that can ever be in existence, unlike Ethereum, which has an infinite supply. Crazy how that is. This makes Bitcoin scarcer than gold and silver. Want to know why? You can continuously always discover more gold or silver in the earth. All you got to do is invest more resources into finding it. So you could say gold and silver may be relatively scarce. Bitcoin has true scarcity. There's never been a form of money in existence of humankind with true scarcity, yo. Now, Bitcoin is the hardest asset on the planet. That's the tweet. And that's the fact. It absolutely is because of the scarcity. I mean, run the math. Earlier this year, Samson Mow, multiple times stress, in which I have covered multiple times in the pod, Bitcoin scarcity as a major factor that is likely to drive the Bitcoin price to the record level of $1 million per coin. We call this the Bitcoin Super Saiyan Gang, HODL Gang. Where you at? The other triggers, which are already in play, according to Jan 3's boss of all bosses, are the spot Bitcoin ETFs scooping up the massive amounts of this asset, and the halving that took place April 19th, which we ushered in live right here in the stream. We made history. How many of you were tuned in? And after that event, that was April 19th, by the way, Bitcoin block rewards dropped from 6.25 to 3.125 of the BTC. Meanwhile, Samson believed that a moment will come. Here are the catalysts. When the supply shock caused by the halving and the demand shock gradually triggered by the ETFs, those are the four catalysts, are bound to clash just like that and push the bitty price to $1 million per coin. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Let me know. On Friday, Samson Mow supported his former boss and Satoshi Nakamoto associate, the one and only CEO of Blockstream, Adam Back. Want to know what's mind-boggling? People don't even know Adam Back. He only has like 500,000 followers. He's one of the heads responsible for creating Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, who tweeted that he was ready for the October. My question for you, are you ready for the October? Are you ready for the full send? Holler. Now, historically, October has been a bullish month, hence October, along with November. We call that Upvember. And with the Santa Claus rally in December, Santa, I need a new pair of shoes. With the trading community, it's known as the October. Tell me something I don't know article. When leading assets in both crypto and conventional markets go up in prices. Several recent developments are hinting that October could actually be imminent. I agree. The first one took place last week on a Wednesday when Fed Chairman Jay Powell announced a slash of the interest rates by 50 basis points, which is a 0.5 percentage point. This was for the first time in 4 years. Then the Chinese central bank followed suit. Copycats, I tell ya. Another bullish driver is that on Friday, the co-founder and former CEO, Binance CEO, Changpeng Zhao, CZ, my homie, was released after a 4-month term in prison. Many believe that this is likely to drive Bitcoin and the Bitcoin prices up. He's just in time for the bull. Today, he posted his first tweet in 4 months saying good morning. And what a great morning it was. That was actually the other day. So shout out CZ. Good to have you free, brother. I don't think you belonged in prison. And I guess because you paid the $4.3 billion fine to the Department of Justice, they just let you go.